Hi again, 12 minutes before 7. We have breaking news for you. Faced with a massive global recall of its airbags, Takata's CEO today offered to step down. Speaking at a shareholders meeting in Tokyo, the CEO said it's his role to hand over the torch after securing a recovery path. He did not elaborate on when exactly he's going to resign. Hi again and good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. I'm Lisa Beddoe. Kyle has the morning off. We're starting our nonstop news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. We're also following this breaking news for you out of Clay County. Deputies and other first responders are on the scene of a crash near Ulen. A vehicle apparently hit a power pole and life flight has been called in to transport at least one person to the hospital. Stay with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com for details on this breaking story. A Fargo Park is the site of a death investigation after a man's body was found hanging from a tree. Police were called around 8 last night to an area of Lindenwood Park near 5th Street South and the I-94 underpass. Investigators don't believe there was any foul play and say there is no threat to the public. The man's name will be released once family is notified. A local man may be using an app called Whisper to inappropriately talk to underage girls in the area. Fargo police are investigating after getting a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. According to court documents, the suspect was trying to find girls ages 10 to 13, telling one girl, quote, "I love really young girls." Local police put the anonymous app Whisper on the top 5 most dangerous app list. If you're worried your child may be using apps you don't want them to, there are apps you can download to restrict what they are doing. A man is in the Cass County Jail accused of having sexual contact with 4 girls between the ages of 4 and 10 years old. Court documents say 44-year-old Eduardo Mendiola inappropriately touched the girls. One victim says Mendiola would touch her every time she went to his home. He's facing 4 felony charges of gross sexual imposition. We're coming up on 6:51. Means it's time for weather and traffic on the ones, and we check in first with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. It's looking good outside. We've got blue skies to start off this morning. Big difference from yesterday. And it's cool, though. We're in the 40s. We'll see those temperatures quickly rise, though, into the mid to upper 70s for highs today. Mostly sunny for us, and wind out of the northwest for most of the afternoon hours. Should be pretty light, though, for today. A look outside shows that gorgeous blue showing up on the sky cam, and the sun, of course, in the eastern horizon shining brightly here this morning. So a nice start. We have had a little patchy dense fog this morning. Things are looking a lot better. They have been for the last half hour or so, at least at reporting sites. There may be some places in between where the fog is a little bit more thick. And if you do run into that, if you're seeing that, make sure you have those headlights on so people can see you. 48 degrees in Grand Forks and in Fargo. We've got 52 in Detroit Lakes, 46 in Thief River Falls. And Bemidji and Wahpeton, both a cool spot at 45 degrees. So morning to perhaps layer up if you feel like 40s are chilly for you. That shouldn't last too long. We'll see those temperatures rise quickly today. Not much to show you as far as radar is concerned with the quiet weather we've got going on, and calm air being reported for a good portion of the valley. It should stay on the light side today. So stepping into the forecast for our Tuesday, notice we're just going to enjoy some sunshine throughout much of the day. Into the afternoon hours and early evening, we'll see some low to mid 70s up in the northeast and some upper 70s down in the southwest, and pleasant with light wind and lots of sun. Even around 6 o'clock, even into the 8 o'clock hour, still hanging on to some nice weather. And eventually things do quiet down and cool down into the 60s this evening. We will warm right back up tomorrow, back into the low 80s, and there is a chance for some storms. It'll mainly be in the second half of the day, and there's a good shot at seeing those storms. They do look to be widespread for us for your Wednesday afternoon. Maybe hanging on a little bit into Thursday, but cooler air moving in behind the system once again, back into the 70s. And the holiday weekend looks pleasant. It may not be warm enough for some folks, though, who want to head out to the lake and like that hot weather. We'll be in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. A chance for some storms Sunday and into the 4th of July. Let's check in now with Al for an update on traffic.
We're back out on Interstate 94. Let me tell you something. There's a heck of a lot of stuff going on out here, just in traffic alone. But the North Dakota Highway Patrol has a vehicle pulled over at 45th Street and Interstate 94 eastbound. Make sure you're looking out for that. Give them a lot of extra room to take care of their business out there. Here in the I-94 work zone in Moorhead, the westbound lane, it looks like there's a semi that's just pulled in with a bunch of heavy equipment on it. looks like they're going to try to unload that stuff right now. And I'm just driving through there, and that is slowing up traffic here on westbound Interstate 94 as well. Lots and lots of traffic this morning. Travel speeds are up there. Make sure you're driving extra carefully. Plenty going on I-29 as well. Willamette Valley today traffic.
It's now 6 minutes before 7. The city of Moorhead has a new interim city manager. City council members last night hired former Wabasha City Administrator David Schmidt. He will start July 5th and work up until 7 days after a permanent city manager is chosen. He'll be paid an estimated $75,000 for the 6-month term. Moorhead is replacing Michael Redlinger, who left after 8 years as city manager. People in one South Fargo neighborhood are watching closely for strangers near their houses after a rash of vandalism. Police are investigating nearly a dozen reports in the Greenfields and Davies neighborhoods. Most of it is cleaned up, but vandals sprayed swastikas and other offensive messages on cars, mailboxes, and fences. Investigators are still trying to determine if the incidents are random acts of vandalism or if they rise to the level of hate crimes. Police say recent search warrant filings in Cass County Court are another measure of just how bad the drug problem is in the Fargo-Moorhead area. 20 were filed just last Friday, the majority from Fargo police, and most of those for drugs. One warrant details an apartment search in South Fargo allegedly involving the Gangster Disciples, a violent gang based in Chicago. 4 more focused on an apartment building on Dakota Drive North, where a K-9 unit had multiple hits on multiple apartment units. And another references a report made to the Fargo North School Resource Officer about 2 students suspected of dealing fentanyl to other students using Smart Water plastic bottles. Fargo firefighters have a new tool for that growing number of drug overdoses that they're seeing. They're now carrying the potentially life-saving drug naloxone, which reverses the effects of opioids. Fargo firefighters responded to nearly 6,000 emergency medical calls in 2015. Of those, about 100 were related to overdoses. So far this year, there have been more than 75 calls for overdoses. A Minnesota kidnapping suspect is being held on a $500,000 bail, and police are investigating if he's involved in the fire death of a Bemidji woman last week. 32-year-old Jacob Kinn is accused of abducting a 5-year-old girl who had been visiting the woman who died in that house fire. Firefighters discovered the body of Melissa Norby in the rubble of the fire, but the little girl, Brittany Blaser, was missing. Brittany was later found in a camper about 80 miles north of Bemidji. Reports say her legs were taped together with duct tape and she didn't have access to food or water. The parents of Andrew Sadek are suing Richland County Sheriff's Deputy Jason Weber, who they say recruited Andrew to be a confidential drug informant. Tammy and John Sadek say they filed the wrongful death lawsuit after receiving no answers in their son's death 2 years ago. Andrew was a college student at NDSCS. His body was pulled from the Red River near Wapton with a gunshot to his head and a backpack full of rocks. A report over the weekend in Philadelphia is raising some eyebrows for Eagles fans and, of course, all of us fans of Carson Wentz. The report from Philly voice Jimmy Kempski says the Eagles are likely to keep Wentz inactive this season as he learns the Eagles' offense and the NFL game. But Sports Illustrated's Peter King, speaking on the Dan Patrick Show, said it's easy to say Wentz will be inactive in June, but also says if Wentz is playing better than the Eagles' 2 other quarterbacks, he says he will be active during the season at some point. A baked potato, pig roast, live music, it's all happening today. All to raise money for the hospice of the Red River Valley. And giving us details of this super fun event for a great cause is the Valley Today's Christy Larson, dressed in her favorite grass skirt. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning, Lisa. Yeah, you know it's a good time when I break out not only the flowered bra but the grass skirt, and I'm not the only one. Bruce also decided to join in on the fun, and that's what it's all about today. It's just to have fun.
It is, and what a great event, and what a great fundraiser for everybody, Christy.
And Bruce, you actually donated the pig, and so I want to take a little peek at what's going on in here.
Let's take a look at that pig today as it's cooking around. The pig takes us about 3 hours to cook, and doesn't that look just luscious?
It does. It looks like it's juicy. You guys seasoned it this morning, and do you give away your seasoning secrets?
We just do not give that away.
Okay, we'll keep that a secret, but it's going to be pig, it's going to be some pineapples, some baked potatoes, and, you know, being a part of this every single year, what do you think the most fun part is?
Oh, I think just getting together with the people in the community and donating money and having a little hot pork, a little ice cream later on, I think it's just fantastic.
It's all for a good cause, and all the proceeds are going to Hospice of the Red River Valley. So don't forget, it's only a $5 donation, but you can always donate more if you want to. As you can see, people are going to be having a lot of fun out here. We have the tents that are going to be set up this morning. They're getting those ready in the Choice Financial parking lot just off of 45th Street South. And Lisa, I just thought I would just take you a little bit over here. I know you love my hula hooping skills. We're coming out to the lunch today. Hopefully we'll get to see a lot of other people coming out here and enjoying it as well, starting all at 11 a.m. So don't forget to go Hawaiian today for Hospice of the Red River Valley.
Sounds great. I'll hula hoop with you today when we go out there for sure. It's a date. Look at her. I better practice before I go. Thank you, Christy. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: on average, we have 8 of these and we didn't pay for any of them. The answer is coffee mugs. Remember, you can take part in our question of the morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. A nice hot cup of coffee would taste good this morning.
Yes, and we'll have great weather for hula hooping later on too. So we do have some really nice weather. It's just a bit cool. Temperatures are in the 40s. So as Lisa mentioned, you might want some coffee to warm yourself up, but then the sun will do its work. Highs in the upper 70s and beautiful.
Thanks for waking up with us this morning. We'll have another news and weather update for you right here in just 25 minutes and online all day at valleynewslive.com.